Hello, 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 and welcome. Today is actually the 1-year anniversary of me uploading videos. So I thought it would be a fun idea to make a video celebrating this milestone, basically. As well to discuss the future of the channel. But before I do that, I wanted to say thank you to everyone that joined me on this adventure. We're currently sitting at around 250-ish subscribers, which is absolutely astounding. I never really expected to go beyond 1 or 2. So thank you all so much. That is just so great. I mean, just seeing the comments and likes whenever I go to check the channel, it just brightens my day. It's fantastic. I can't even describe how much, like, it just brings a smile to my face. Even just seeing the view count go up is just, it melts my heart. I absolutely just love where we are. Thank you all so much. You've really just made my world with all of this. Okay, so with the mushy stuff out of the way, I wanted to get down to the real meat of this video. So today I'm going to talk a bit about what inspired me to start this channel, or I guess rather to revive this channel. About 10 years ago, I started uploading videos. There wasn't much of a schedule at the time. It was kind of just games that I was playing. I think it was like Scribblenauts, a couple of spooky games. It wasn't anything fantastic. I ended up privating pretty much everything then. They're everything. They're not pretty much. It was everything, which wasn't a lot. I think there was like maybe 20 videos over the course of like 3 or 4 years. So it wasn't a lot. You're really not missing out on anything. Let's put it this way. Some of the stuff that I've made this last year may end up in that category one day. So, we'll see how that goes. I wanted to now talk about some of like my influences. What really kind of inspired me to come back, basically. And what originally started me down the content creating path of YouTube. I can't really say much about the channels I watch. There's a few that I watch consistently. But I worry a lot about like unintentionally copying them, which I know originality is dead and all that. There's nothing truly original, but I'd really hate to steal someone's stuff, basically. Their goofs or their bits or whatever. I'm sure I have done it without thinking, and I want to avoid that as much as possible. So I try not to really go too far down the rabbit hole of someone else's content in terms of inspiration, if that makes sense. I do watch content. I just try not to apply my own content to it, or their content to my content, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm not making any sense. I've said sense too many times. But at the end of the day, I'm sure a lot of people probably imagine that I watch a lot of Pokemon YouTubers. I really don't. I don't watch too many. To be honest with you, I've seen a few videos. I don't really subscribe to anyone who's heavily Pokemon oriented. Not because I don't enjoy the content, but it's more because I don't want to spoil that for myself. I try to watch as little like Pokemon Fusion stuff as possible. Of course, it's hard to avoid when you primarily upload that content yourself. You see a lot of it on your feeds and things like that. So, as far as what originally pushed me down this path all those years ago, probably I think it was around 2012, maybe a little bit earlier or later. Dates are hard for me to remember, but there was a group of Minecraft Let's Players by the name of Hat Films, and they still produce content. They're fantastic. I love them still. But back then they were a group that kind of introduced me to the concept of YouTube gaming and that whole area. And once they joined the Yogscast, that kind of opened me up to their whole network of people to watch as well. I didn't know they existed before that. So for some reason, I know they were like the biggest people out there at one point. And I still love them. But that ultimately led me to watching a content creator that I think personally really inspired me to pick back up this whole thing. And that was Tom Clark, or Angory Tom. Some of his content really kind of showed me that it was okay to do certain things, I guess. I guess the best way to explain this is when I was in college, there was an artist who came and gave a presentation, and he said looking at other people's art really gave him permission to do his own thing and build upon it. Basically, seeing this painting showed him that, yeah, he could paint with all these different kinds of colors and mix them. And I think that's kind of what I'm looking at whenever I watch content, like, for instance, with Angory Tom. Seeing he puts a meme in there and I feel, oh, okay, maybe that is okay. I was always afraid to add stuff like that to content. But his video like has that, and then I see it and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do that. I'll try that. Once again, I do try not to steal that concept of that whole thing, but once again, you know, there's no originality, but I would like to avoid that as much as possible. But I think that that's really what kind of inspired me to do the content I do now. If you're looking for a real chill guy, go check him out. He's fantastic. So I want to talk about my goals for this channel. They're really pretty simple. I mean, all I want from this channel is money. But seriously, I really like the idea of entertaining people. That's kind of my whole purpose here. I really just want to make someone smile, maybe kind of break up the tedium of someone's day. You know, take away the stress, maybe just for a few minutes. I love the idea that having some kind of an influence on someone's life, first positively and then further on down the line. Oh, I plan on hurting you. You'll be having a wonderful day, and here I am. I'll break your heart. Okay. Right. Let's move on from that. But yeah, I really love the idea of just entertaining people. Breaking up the monotony of the day with a few minutes of laughter, a smile. I know I may not be the funniest person around or the most entertaining, but if I can, you know, make you smile or feel good for a little bit, I feel fantastic. That really brightens my day. And I mean, even if it's just somebody laughing at how cringy or stupid I am or mocking me, I'm totally fine with that. As long as you're having fun and you're not hurting anyone. I mean, don't go hurt anyone like that. I mean, I'm okay with it. If you know, I do stupid things. I could edit it out if I didn't want to come across as cringy or dumb. I could easily edit these things out, but I don't, and I leave them in because I hope that it brings somebody joy. So that's really my goal here. All right, so let's get down to the business aspect of this. It's time to talk about the future. So for the time being, I plan to continue uploading at the current schedule, which is Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. And those are kind of meant for like Pokemon videos, the Pokemon Fusion, the occasional demonology video. Oh, I got to take some breaks between those. That really wears me down. But I do enjoy making them. As for the Friday uploads, it will continue to be Cassette Beast. I'm really enjoying that game. And I plan on continuing these playthroughs for as long as I'm having fun with them, honestly. And I really don't see those games becoming tedious for a while, at least. Pokemon Infinite Fusion has so much content, and Cassette Beast is a really refreshing take on the whole monster taming, monster raising kind of franchise, monster catcher games. It's a really fresh feel. I like the styles, I like the art and all that stuff. So I would plan to see that for the near future, maybe for the rest of the year. Who knows? One day I might just die and you'll never see another thing from me. That was really dark. Why did I say that? Holy crap. Huh. Um, right. Let's move on from there. There's a few games that I would like to touch on in the future that are coming out. The ones that come to mind by name are Nightingale and Palworld. Those are a couple of games that look really fun, and I'd really like to give those a shot on the channel. So we'll see how that goes. I'm also considering a few games from my past. One of the big ones being Final Fantasy IX. I'm considering doing a playthrough with that game at some point in the future. I would absolutely love. I never finished it. First off, I got stuck at some point ages ago, and I never got to finish it. And I would love to just jump back into that game and experience all the feels with you guys. Because there's some real sad stuff in that game, if I remember correctly. As well as some other games from my history, or my past, my history. Oh, damn, I sound like I'm ancient. That I would like to jump back into at some point and maybe record with you guys. As well, there is always the possibility of the return of some of the other series I've worked on the channel, like Pokemon Wilds. We kind of finished that one, but we can always jump back in and do another one. Digimon, we could pick that one up. That one got a little... We didn't get into anything super serious, but it started to feel a little gut-wrenching with some of it, and I worried where that was going. So I had to take a break, and we just never picked it back up. Pokemon Fusions took off, and I was having a lot of fun with that. Cult of the Lamb and Slime Rancher are a couple of games I'd like to jump back into at some point, maybe. Whenever I first started, I would record like 10 videos at once, and I burned myself out on those games really quickly. Now I'm doing them almost daily videos, recordings, and then edit and then let them out the next day. So we can always jump back into those if that's something people are interested in. I would like to go back to them and give them a try. And if anyone else is, please let me know. As far as suggestions, I love suggestions. Bread and butter, anything you guys have to tell me, please do, by all means. If you have any suggestions, advice, criticism, games you want me to play, things you want me to stop doing, those are harder for me to do. Habits die hard and form easily, so bear that in mind. I plan continue work on increasing the content around here. Maybe one day getting a capture card so we can play console games, maybe some of the mainline Pokemon games that are actual Game Freak Pokemon games. Possibly doing shiny hunting. Once again, I don't have the most patience or focus, so I tend to get easily distracted. So that may not be the most fun thing to watch me run back and forth and get distracted, but we'll see. I'm not great on the technological aspects of everything going on here. My audio is always bad, I think. There's always something that I've done wrong, and I hope to make improvements there, work on that. That's something I need to work on personally, though. So we'll see how that goes over the next year. Hopefully, we'll be able to make more solid improvements, maybe getting a soundboard, things like that. Just general better things. I just replaced my microphone. There was nothing wrong with it. It's just this one was a slight upgrade, and I got it for like free with a free gift card I got. So I figured, why not? In the future, maybe we will upgrade to something studio quality. You know, the crispest of sounds. But we'll see how that goes. Okay, so now it's time to talk about some of the potential things we might be doing in the future. These, I haven't really confirmed that I will be doing them or if I can even do them. There's only a couple right now, but let me know if you guys have any ideas. The first thing is streaming. I've considered this several times in the past. I'm not sure if it'll work out. My internet's decent, but I don't know if it's strong enough to handle streaming at a quality that I can live with you guys seeing. I know I'm not like the highest quality out there, but I would rather it not just be a big fuzzy mess for you guys. The next kind of thing that I'm consider playing around with is VR. I have an Oculus Quest 2 with a linking cable, and I've had this for a while, and I've been wanting to do videos in it for some time. And the problem is I get horrible VR sickness. I have been trying to figure out a way to kind of do better in it. I'm trying to condition myself, but being constantly on the verge of vomiting, I don't think would make for the best of content. So I would like to overcome that. There's a ton of games that I would love to do VR with, and maybe even some VR chat. I have like a little note thing here, and I specifically wrote in the note, don't mention this, but past me be damned, I'm going to mention it. I have been playing around with trying to make a 3D model of myself character wise, and it's very, very early stages. I've been working on it for months, and I've done nothing more than the base mesh. And I put some bones in at one point and just giggled at the hubris I had. But I would love to do that and maybe do some VR chat with that. Have maybe conversations maybe with some of you guys even. But first we have to overcome my crippling VR sickness and my inability to sit down and focus on something long enough to get it rigged, modeled, and even colored, because damn, I am super impatient. It's something I would love to do though. So we'll see where that goes. And with that, I think that pretty much covers it. So we've talked about the future. We've talked about the past, and I guess you could say we've talked about the present. Once again, I just want to say how much you guys absolutely have humbled me here with this. Once again, I never expected to reach this point. 250-ish people, and hopefully the number will keep going up. That's now something that has crossed my mind that I would love to see happen. I kind of assumed that I would do this for maybe a few months, get tired of the grind, and stop producing content. But honestly, recording videos and all that and just putting them out into the world has been like the highlight of most of my days. That I don't know what that says about me, if there is something I need to be concerned about, but it is absolutely a joy, and I will continue to do this for as long as I am able. Once again, you guys are fantastic. Thank you all so much for joining me and just hanging in there with me, because I'm sure it was hard to get into my whole vibe. But thank you again. You guys really do mean the world to me. With that, I think it's time to say thank you so much for joining me on this one. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I hope we all have a wonderful year together. Bye.